think we're a little too
What are we
close.
talking
I don't think
about?
we ever been this close to each other.
Shows you guys miss each other. It's the natural.
Right?
Nah, we've been this close.
Our feet has never touched. Our feet never
play
touched.
footsies.
So I still got the two-tone socks, as you know, but this time it's gray.
Okay.
Yo, Walsum's sock game is crazy. More than Rob Kardashian.
I know nothing about the Kardashians.
He has his own line of socks.
Okay.
Well, they had to give him something. The whole family's famous.
But socks, man, poor kid, man.
Give him socks.
Oh, like the mom and dad made something for him? And the Kardashians.
You mean the mom and mom?
Oh, wow. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. You know, we never realized how big of a transition that is as compared to the past generation who saw him as an athlete. Right? Like for us, it would be like maybe the equivalent of LeBron James coming out and saying, I'm a woman, guys. Start losing our minds. No?
Yeah, like Caitlyn Jenner's situation you're talking about.
Right.
That's amazing. Imagine like LeBron James, coming out and say,
or like Khabib or something. I'm a woman. What?
I'm sorry, can I correct that?
Go ahead.
Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner.
Right.
What's her name now?
Its name is Caitlyn Jenner.
Hey.
I'm not playing that game.
You don't do the pronouns? No? Just to be respectful, like if somebody has certain pronouns, like when I get like a customer that I'm not sure of what their gender is or how I'm supposed to approach them, I try to stay away from the pronouns. Usually like to call somebody, you know, like if it's a guy, I usually say sir or ma'am. Now I'm like,
Well, you know, you don't want to offend anybody.
yeah, I don't want to offend. I'm making sales here. You know, I'm not here to protest anything. So, but I just don't necessarily know. But typically, I'll stick with the gender, like jewelry. Like, you know, this is the men's side. This is the woman's side. Now, when somebody who comes in who's ambiguous, I'm like, what are you looking for? Who is it for?
Right.
Is it for your? You can't say girlfriend, boyfriend, so I have to say significant other.
Wow, it's a science.
Yeah, you got to break it down because you got to be careful. You're walking on minds here. You got to tiptoe. You don't want to offend anybody.
Like Dan the boxer, when we were working one day, he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir," and then it turned out to be way off. I mean, she had a short haircut, you know, like one of those stocky women.
She was a lesbian.
Yeah,
Okay, so he said, "Sir."
yeah, but I mean, at that point, you're trying to look like a man and be a man. Would you be offended if he called you sir? Maybe she got a little
No.
bit excited.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a compliment.
Oh, how about this? When I see a lesbian like that, a super macho, I purposely mistaken them for a man, even though I know, but I'll act like I mistaken it
Wow.
just to boost their ego up a little bit.
Okay.
I'll purposely call them sir. Excuse me, sir. You know, they like it. They love it.
They like it, don't they?
But even though I still see the A cups, you know, and I'm like, you tried. That's good. Oh, I like your shape up. It almost went down to your jawline. The hair. It's like, okay. Took some testosterone shots. You know, you size people up. But,
Like Caitlyn Jenner, for example.
well, that's a transsexual, though.
No, but
That's
I don't
different.
get it. Like he turned himself into a woman,
Yeah.
but he's against gay marriage.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is he?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. He's against gay marriage?
Yeah.
You're sure about this?
Yeah, I'm sure, man.
Wow. That sounds so stupid.
How does that happen?
A transsexual is against homosexuals?
Yeah, he doesn't believe in gay marriage. He's a Republican.
But what about that LGBTQ acronym? Aren't they all supposed to stick together?
Yeah, that's what they say. So they don't consider him one of them.
That's so confusing.
Yeah, like the LGBT group, they don't consider them one of them. He spoke about it. I think he was like,
But he's a transsexual.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you're a man.
So LGBT. T is for transsexual.
Yeah.
So why is he not part of that group?
But he's with a woman. You know that, right?
His wife?
Well, I don't think he's with her anymore. I
There's
can't believe
ano-
we're talking about this, dude.
But still, there's another woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's with a woman, but he believes that he's a woman.
So he
So that makes
is a lesbian. I'm getting confused.
exactly. That's exactly what people are
So
getting
he-
confused about.
So he believes he was a woman inside.
Yeah.
Throughout his whole life. Okay,
Right.
sure.
But he is with a woman, right?
He identified as a woman, and then he got a sex change, and then became a she.
Right.
Now she doesn't like men.
Exactly.
She
likes women.
So she is a homosexual. This is confusing.
Bro, it's so confusing. They don't know. They don't even know themselves.
And she's against homosexuality?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on anymore. I can't keep up. And we're part of that generation. Imagine the past generation, how they feel. They're like, kids, what are you guys doing these days? You got TikTok coming out. People always glued to their phone. People identify as armadillos. It's like, what is happening?
TikTok is crazy, man. TikTok is crazy.
Do you use it?
For the podcast.
Simply, but like, did you start
Scrolling
through?
Yeah.
It's addictive.
It's a wormhole.
It's not the same thing as Vines. Remember Vines came out? What was that, like maybe a decade ago? Remember Vines? It was like 6 seconds long.
That was like an app?
Yeah. I believe this was like 7 years ago, almost like a decade ago.
Oh, so it didn't even last, huh?
But it was the same concept. It's like a 6-second clip you have to make, and they were very creative. Caught on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't do it, but like I remember it was like a thing.
I don't remember, honestly, Vines.
Yeah. So
So what happened?
I guess it just died out. But I'm saying TikTok is like the same concept, almost, right? Like people make like very short snippets. Either they're funny or they're dances.
15, 30 seconds or 60 seconds.
Okay.
It's an interesting world. You could use other people's TikTok. Let's say you make a TikTok, right? And you have the original audio. I could take that original audio you made and make a TikTok. And use your audio. I could mimic you, make fun of the video if I wanted to, or because let's say it's a trend, right? Now I can use that audio. Okay. And then you have musicians on TikTok, which would be just like a melody, and people will like it, dance to it, and it'll become the new trend on TikTok that everybody is dancing to.
I've always wondered, what are the ingredients for something becoming a trend? Like, how do things blow up out of nowhere? Like that Mexican dude on the skateboard with the cranberry juice. Like, how did it just blow up out of nowhere?
That's a beautiful question.
Right? Like, what's the recipe for it? Like, how does it happen?
Then you had the ice bucket challenge
Right.
Yeah.
internationally.
Well, that was for a cause, right? ALS.
Oh, it was like some type of disease.
Yeah, ALS. They're
Still
raising
a trend, right? Still.
they're raising
Yeah.
they're raising awareness for, like, a lot of people like to jump on the bandwagon when they want to talk about sensitive topics like that. I could see that.
And what, 75% of the people
Like
had
on
nothing to do with the ALS, right? Just did it.
Yeah,
for-
no, they just want to raise awareness, and it's a trend. It's like the new cool thing that everybody was doing. Like, I don't know if you guys are on Instagram, but there's a lot of trends now. There's this one where people stand in front of the camera, normal, fully clothed, and then all of a sudden everything goes red, and it's dark.
Oh, and it becomes seductive.
Yeah, but you can't necessarily see everything, but you can see the shape of their body.
Yep.
Right? Have you seen that?
No.
No. So, but that's, I think, for, I think the awareness for body image.
Really?
That's what it's supposed to be. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah. But you said like, how do you determine what goes viral? And you know what I think, honestly? I think it's like, You know, like when we used to, a long time ago, watch the lottery results at 11 o'clock, and they would have all these balls spinning in a
The next number is.
and then exactly. I think it's like that. I think it's the actual internet that picks out these things randomly.
Oh yeah, and then it forces everyone else. If you want to make a video, or you want to become famous, or you want to whatever it is, you have to join it, and it's gonna boost you.
Exactly. You have to follow the trend in order to what? Have people watch you. More people will watch you as you follow this trend. So it's like basically jumping on the bandwagon as fast as you can to
Yeah,
get a
but
glimpse of the ride.
When you say the internet chooses what is going to blow up, that can't happen. How could that happen? You're saying like they're going to choose what everybody else is going to do? Why?
I'm just throwing things out there,
You're just
man.
guessing?
Yeah, because that's a good question. How do you determine? Like instantly, something becomes famous, man. It's this, and it could be the stupidest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like, what's one thing that you remember just from like 6 months ago going famous, and then you were scratching your head?
With the newest trends that come as quick and they go as quick too, I can't even remember what the trend was a month ago. Forget about 6 months ago.
There's always a new one.
Yeah, and they changed so quickly.
Damn, let me try to remember.
I just remember that Mexican dude with the cranberry juice. That was like a big one.
Yeah,
And then people started doing it. That's cool.
and then he bought a house right after. He was able to afford a house, buying a brand new house.
They gave him a truck.
They gave him a truck.
Yeah, I think he was on Ellen.
endorsements. Yeah.
He was on Ellen.
So what determines that?
I don't know. I wish I knew. If I knew, I'd.
Is it? Can we say is it an organic process to the point where, let's say, Wasib puts out a video today of him playing Thumb War with himself, okay, and then posts it. Is it really as organic as like I watch that video on Instagram and I'm like, ha, that's funny, and then I go and I gotta repost this, and I repost it, and then somebody else does the same process over and over and over and over millions of times? Really?
See, with that Mexican guy, I think the fact that it was so different, like you would never expect a person that looked like that, because he looked like a vato. He looked like a gangster. You would never think he's gonna know that song.
I know that song.
Yeah,
I
did you?
love that song.
Like I heard it passingly. I didn't used to like know it, and then I looked it up because of him, and then I started
So
vibing to
nice.
it. Yeah, very nice. But you would have never thought that he would know that song, or somebody that looks like that. So the fact that it was so different, and he's just chilling, and it's 2020, and everybody's stressed constantly, and he just looks stress free. I was like, all right, this is refreshing. Oh wow, finally something good to watch. I thought I was the only one who felt that way, but then everyone felt that way.
Good analysis, man.
See, it also has to do with the time.
Yeah.
The time.
Timing
What,
is everything.
what are people going through in that moment of the year? Also determines what's gonna be a trend or not. What are people looking for? At that moment, at that time.
Sometimes you give them what they're looking for.
Yeah. Like the seductive trends that happen now. I don't know if you ever seen the one that's like bust it, and every
Tell
girl
me.
like drops down to show her ass.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well that's kind of cheap. Everybody's gonna look at that. All the girls that want the attention, they're gonna do it. All the guys are gonna click on it. Very easy. That's easy. That's too easy.
That's what it is. That's what TikTok made it. Remember when I was telling you guys, I think I not told you, but I sent you a video of how manipulative TikTok how they organize it, the system. So basically, you make a TikTok, brand new. TikTok knows that you're a new user to its platform.
Are you talking about shadow banning?
Not just that, but you're a new user to TikTok. You post something, you post 1 video, 2 video, 3 video, let's say. Those videos start accumulating views like crazy. It's not like Instagram or Facebook where just your friends like it. So it's pushed out hardcore. They push you out there, right? They like they say they run behind you, and then you're like, oh my god, I got all these likes and all these views. Wow! You go and what? You get encouraged to make more videos, spend more time on their platform, because they gave you a little taste of how it feels to go viral. And it's a drug.
Pulls you in.
That fame.
TikTok knew how to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's, to date, the most addictive social media platform, hands down.
Really?
How long you had it for now?
What, TikTok? No, I just downloaded it after you told me. And I went through it. It reminded me of Vines. And I said, no way, I'm going to lose my attention span so quickly.
It's a song and people are dancing to it, right? Or moving to it.
Not just that, though. People are making a lot of videos of like cooking and stuff and that too.
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good, beneficial things too on there. It's not just like
depending
retards.
on what you follow.
Depending on what you follow.
So that's the
look
thing.
who are the most famous TikTokers. Mostly like these young teenagers. And just doing
dances. Mostly it's dances, right?
Yeah.
They know what people want to see.
You know what's funny, man?
She'll come out in the bikini.
I tend to notice like what people, what kind of social media apps that they use, according to their personality. Like the person who's on Facebook is typically an old timer.
90s baby, at least.
What? I would say before.
No. But I'm just saying the least. 90s.
Okay. Yeah, nothing after that. No way.
No, I'm not. 80s baby. Sorry, 90s is no. 80s baby at least.
Yeah.
Like for example, all my friends from school.
Yeah, and Facebook is now all for like parents, right? Like who goes on Facebook anymore? Facebook bought Instagram, so okay, now they're connected. But Instagram is the new in thing, right? And according to the content on these different social medias, I think we get different nutrition for our brains too. Obviously, according to what you follow. Like the person who's on Twitter is probably more educated, more sophisticated with their opinions, according to the things that they follow, because it's just words, right? What is this person saying? Now, Instagram, it's just pictures and like little videos. So they just look, they see, and then that's it. They're on to the next. TikTok is probably even below that. Snapchat. Remember when Snapchat came out? Those people were just hiding things. You know, they don't want things to be traced. You could write something that just gets erased right away. It's like, okay, that's cool. So this is like the new age thing now, right? According to what social media you tend to use and follow, it just shows you like what kind of person you are, what type of person you are.
100%.
Right?
I agree with that.
I think in the future, though, what's going to happen is from the social media apps, then it's going to become like bioengineering. You know what I mean? According to the drugs that you use for your body, shows us what kind of person you are. You know? Like those stereotypes and those little groups that you had in class. You had the nerds, you had the jocks, you had the cool kids, you had the preppy kids, you had the cheerleaders. They're all different according to the likes that they have. But now this is just like a global classroom. And everybody, according to what they do, is like, that's who you are. Like Twitter is probably the nerds. The really smart ones, of course, they're getting places. But also Twitter is like, you can talk to anybody and you can see what they're saying. Wow. Anybody, like even Donald Trump. Holy hell. He could just right in the middle of the day, no other person. You could just say what he wants to say. Right? How crazy is that?
That's a good, yeah. My question would be, who's the next MySpace?
Wow, MySpace is obsolete.
Who's the next MySpace?
I even forgot about that one. That's not gonna happen again. That was a cool one though. I like the fact that they had music that you can put. The only thing that was weird about MySpace was the friends thing, the top friends list. That's creating problems, man. Right? You remember that?
Oh, why am I not up there? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were kind of coding with MySpace. Remember how you had to change your background according to like certain things? That's like a little bit of a coding. They made us into it.
Right, man. MySpace was pretty cool. Like now thinking about it,
Yeah.
put your music
Your
and
background
people's
was different.
and pictures were like. I just remember like
Yeah.
flashy, right?
And then you had the top friends list.
Facebook learned from MySpace a lot.
Yeah.
They learned from their mistakes. Like top friends list, Facebook was like, no, listen, we're gonna have a like button. We're definitely not gonna have a dislike button.
That was good. Yeah. I remember Facebook became the next big thing.
Because Facebook, you're already walking on eggshells.
What do you mean?
Like there's a lot of times where you might post something or whatever passion that you have politically, and then you get some, every now and then you'll get like, some lashback or whatever, like, no, that's not, Biden, if you're pro, let's say you were pro Trump and you're Trump, and then you get like one of these Bidens,
Yeah.
like, so it's already like, imagine if they had dislike buttons. What would that be like?
That's problems.
You going to war with family.
How dare you dislike my baby picture?
Or my joke.
Oh my, right.
Oh, I'm not funny now anymore.
Yeah.
Facebook was all about status updates. What are you thinking? What's going on? Let me have the coolest, most wittiest status update, right? And then Twitter just became just that, status update, and that's it. And then people just go off of that.
People don't even use Facebook the way they used to. Realize.
How so?
Instagram took over.
People used to post pictures left and right on Facebook. Nobody does that
It's
anymore.
abandoned.
And status updates. Nobody does that anymore.
You know what Facebook is like? You know what Facebook is like
Heard
now?
of it.
Facebook is like New York City. Have you guys gone into New York City lately?
No.
What the
I
hell?
have.
It's like, damn, remember this place used to be very lively?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Wow. Is it like that?
That's how I feel.
Every time I go to the city, bro, you feel it. You see it. It's in the energy. It just feels off. Feels odd.
I don't know if it's going to be revived. I'm losing hope.
Store for rent signs. Empty streets.
Can't sit inside the restaurants. They look frustrated.
Every
the
restaurant has that
people,
small
like,
booth outside, you know.
You know, it's cold as hell. Here, go eat outside of the door.
What did you notice when you were there? Like what is it that troubled you?
There was just this somber, apocalyptic atmosphere. Remember I Am Legend from Will Smith with Will Smith?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of felt like that. Just abandoned city. It's like, damn.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Damn, I need to go to the city.
I'll
I
tell you
haven't
that
been
long.
there in a
You're
long
gonna be
time.
disappointed.
I want to see what you're talking about now.
Yeah, you're gonna be disappointed.
Also depends what you're looking for, you know.
We're not looking for anything, but you remember the energy of New York
Yeah.
City.
But I'm saying there's
What?
less traffic, less people.
Okay, yeah, that's
You might like that.
sure, but it's not New York City is what I'm saying.
Man, the energy that New York City had.
You're gonna feel like you're in Boston. Nothing on Boston. Boston's great, but you know
I see what you're saying. It's like,
the energy
the
isn't
broken down. Oh,
what
the
happened,
yeah.
or like Jersey.
'Cause-
Nothing's wrong with Jersey. It's just not as densely populated. It's not that much going
It's
on.
missing the oomph. There's something that New York City had once you went in there. Whether it was going to a courthouse to pick up some legal documents or to do something for your passport. It wasn't just going to New York City because you wanted to watch a Broadway show or see the lights in Times Square. No matter what you went to do in New York City, as soon as you got off the train or got out of your car at that level, you felt the vibe, you felt the energy. You loved being there.
I remember when I first felt it, when I used to live upstate. And I barely went to the city. I was like 14. I went with my father once. We took the subway. It's like, wow. We get out the subway. We're on Madison Avenue. I'm like, wow.
This place is amazing.
This is amazing. I'm seeing these business people, all different types of people. I'm like, wow. I can't wait till I start driving. I'm gonna start coming here, hang out, you know?
That's so funny. I remember that too when I was a teenager. And I used to live in the Bronx. And just to get away from the Bronx, just to be in Manhattan with all these different kinds of people, I used to love that. Just to go watch a movie, maybe have some Mickey D's, but just to be submerged with all these different kind of people, right? People from all over the world used to be there.
All over the world.
I felt like New York was the capital of the world.
I think they gave it the title capital.
Yeah.
It felt like that too when you were there.
It deserved it, yeah.
You could find people from France, Spain, Norway, Switzerland, Canada, Africa, South. Doesn't matter. They're all there.
Man, I mean, it's the modern day, would you say, in ancient times like Rome, where everybody from any part of the world came to, whether it's with commerce or just to get away or vacation or what, no matter what the reason was behind it, everybody from all around the world.
Different eras had, different civilizations had their metropolitans. And for ours, it was this. And the way we were living, we never thought we would see a decline in this civilization. But now it's happening right in front of our eyes, and I'm in disbelief.
Really?
Yeah, I never thought that I would see something of that happen, at least in my life.
What was your thought when seeing this? Like, what was your concern? Was there any concern?
No. There's no concern. I just never expected it to happen in New York. You see like a very healthy person. They're probably going to the gym. They're eating right. And all of a sudden they die from a heart attack the next day. And you're like, what? Him? Man, this guy never smoked a cigarette in his life. He doesn't eat junk food. He exercises every day. It's all good habits. Sleeps on time. Died from a heart attack.
It's shocking.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
I mean, that's kind of how life is. Remember Graham Hancock when he spoke about there was this major city in the Amazon, which was basically buried. And it was a major city in the middle of the Amazon forest.
20 million population.
Was that what
they're estimating that it was at? Imagine.
Well, barely left a trace. Barely left a trace.
Everything is temporary.
How about the pyramids? Let's talk about that. How this place was the epicenter of the world. I mean, till today we don't know the mysteries behind the who built it, how they built it, what were they like. They're definitely not like what we see today. After how many thousands of years, we think like, okay, this was it, just a bunch of blocks, one on top of the other. No, you don't know what they were for really, and what was the reasoning. Only assumptions.
Estimated or educational.
Yeah, educated.
But now what scientists are telling you that they thought at one point it was a place where they held these these tombs for pharaohs and their children and relatives. Not one body was found in the pyramids. And they will say to you that they found water underneath.
No, but wait, they found bodies inside the pyramids.
No, not bodies.
I think there was no tombs or something.
Tombs.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
No.
I think that's what these Egyptologists were talking about. That I don't think they found it.
Well, I thought they found mummified bodies inside.
I thought so too. I think that was a common knowledge at first, but
there was some
around. I think around, but they thought it was just made for the elites of the time, where they would find these pharaohs in their tombs, and no, they did not find. They had a documentary where they put these small cameras behind places and walls that they couldn't touch or get around. Complete emptiness. So scientists were saying that these structures were actually, or may actually have been providing energy, electricity for the towns.
Aren't they aligned to certain stars? Exactly aligned?
Yeah,
mean,
I
they
think they
have
were saying the top layer was
airplanes
like limestone
Spaceships.
as well, so it might have something to do with like energy, harnessing energy, and then probably dispersing it out to the city. Now looking at New York and how it is now, I think about other cities and I try to imagine what they were like at their peak. Like in Egypt, of course. Like think about what it looked like at its peak. It probably didn't look as run down as it is right now. It probably looked like silver, or just some sort of color, clean, crisp. Do you probably ever think like, what did Baghdad look like in its time, where all these civilizations would come and trade?
The 5th century.
Right? What did it look like back then? I saw like a picture of what Iraq looked like before the bombing happened. And I was in disbelief myself. I was like, what? Because the media has changed my perception to what Iraq is supposed to look like and what it is.
Desert.
Right? That's all you think. Or just rubble. Everything is destroyed. But no. Cities, they live and then they die. I just didn't think it was going to happen in my lifetime.
That's like when I first saw the Colosseum. I remember the first time I saw the Colosseum in Rome. And everybody's busy taking pictures and, posting it on Instagram. The first thing that hit me was, wow. I pictured that place of how it looked when it was alive. It's like, forget the pictures. Let me take this back visually, mentally.
Yeah. That's what I was just going to say. Hollywood has created that for you, so it's probably easier. Now, I wish there was other platforms, like other movie industries that did that for other cities too, and made them come alive for us so we could see it. But we could do it ourselves by looking at it, right? Visiting and pictures, it's not going to happen the same way. You're right. Hollywood did it for you for Rome. Like, what was that movie? The Gladiator?
Yeah.
That took place in the Colosseum, right?
They're one of my favorite
Italy?
movies, man.
Really? I watched like snippets of it, so I don't really know.
Oh, you should watch it.
It's a classic.
It's a beautiful movie.
That one and Braveheart 2, I watched like snippets of it.
Same.
Damn, I hate it when that happens to me. Like I missed the trend for that. I missed the trend for Titanic. I missed the trend for Star Wars. I tried to do Harry Potter. I couldn't.
I did one Harry Potter. Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a children's movie. But I heard that it gets better way after. I couldn't do Star Trek either. I feel like I want to get into Star Wars, though. I think that would be my thing.
Why? Because we're headed there?
It's about aliens, I love that topic.
Yeah, man. But
yeah, I never followed these trends, did you? For these movies? Like, when they become real famous and you watch them? I didn't even do Titanic, by the way.
You haven't watched Titanic?
Like, I watched bits and pieces of it. Never from, like, beginning to end.
Wow. That's a great movie.
Yeah, I saw the ending. I saw the middle, and I saw the beginning, but, like, it's not connected for me.
Probably one of the best films ever made.
Oh, 100%.
Wow.
Ever made. Yeah.
Like, so it had action, comedy, love, everything in it?
Everything.
Man,
I mean, if you watch Titanic today and think about how this movie was made in 1997, that was how many years ago? 24 years ago or something?
23, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. You won't believe the type of imagery they've built and what they had, cinematically. Just completely genius, off the chains. I don't think they'll ever make movies like that today. Imagine in 97. Yeah,
it's
man.
that good, huh?
And it was like 3 hours or more. It was a long movie.
I think out of the trends, I got caught with Friends, though. I really like that show.
Really?
I really like that show. It became like my go-to. I felt like they were my friends. I felt like I knew them. And my comfort show, Did you ever watch Friends?
I never got into it.
No, that wasn't yours. Oh,
And
man. I loved
everybody I know loved Friends.
it. Yeah.
Like they were freaking binge watching Friends.
Did you try watching it ever?
I did. I gave it a chance. It's just not my type of comedy.
Really didn't resonate with you.
Seinfeld, never.
I
If you
couldn't do
paid me, I
Seinfeld,
would have. Yeah,
Frasier?
a little bit.
Nah, for real?
Yeah,
I really like Frasier too, but not then. Recently.
recently.
Yeah, recently I went back into it and I watched a couple and I said, wow, this is good.
Maybe because you matured.
Yeah, because of the vocabulary that they use. There's no way I'm going to understand it as a teenager. It's way too out there. Can't relate with these people. He's a psychiatrist and he lives in Seattle. You know, he's super rich and he has different problems. He's divorced and he has a child. Now he has his father who is a cop, who is like he's like a guy's guy who got shot in the hip as he was a cop. So he retired. Now he has to come live with his son, who's like a very bougie son, right? Because he went to like the prep school. Now he's a psychiatrist. He's like a white collar person. So it's like the contrast you get to see. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was like different kind of humor.
It's funny if you could look back on sitcoms back in the day, late 90s, early 2000s, and sitcoms today, you'll learn that as you look back of how people like dressed 97 or 2000s, right? You'll be like, wow, we dressed like freaking retards, right? Like, what kind of style was that? Like, remember the style in the 80s? You know, with the purple jumpsuits and the freaking, you know, all these, and the socks, you would roll up the socks over the jumpsuit. So you look back on it and be like, but it's not only about fashion. Mm-hmm. You realize that everything changes within the human species. It's not just the fashion, the things that we like, the things that we find funny and not funny, our personalities. Just like when you see the transitions between how, go back and watch like Family Matters or Full House.
I loved Family Matters.
Yeah, but
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Family Matters, Full House. Oh. These were my shows. Everybody Loves Raymond. Did you ever get into that?
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, I loved Everybody Loves Raymond. It was so good.
But now look at what they're pushing out. So you realize that there is a change, not only in the what we wear, but what we have here.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, the context changes over time. I mean, think about what we think is normal now and take it into the 90s. Or how about what was normal in the 90s and bring it here now? Everybody's so sensitive. You can't make those kinds of jokes. Just watch Friends and you'll see. The kind of jokes that they even made in that show are not going to be accepted today.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Like with the gender roles, you know, they'll say stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like a heterosexual male would not want to come off as a homosexual. You know, now it's like, hey, no, it's nothing's wrong. Of course not. There's nothing wrong, you know. But back then, it was like considered normal. It was like, oh, okay, hey, I'm not gay. It's like, oh, okay, don't be offended, man. You know, I didn't mean it that way. But
like movies in the 1950s as well. If you remember, I don't know if you ever watched. What would the guy do? Like if the woman would, how dare you? And then all of a sudden you would see, bah!
Really?
He would slap the crap out of her. She'd be
no
like,
way.
Really? Yeah. Or sometimes, he would slap the crap out of her and then she would like slap him right back. So try that now.
No.
Yeah, try to bring a sitcom where he slaps a woman. Or a movie.
Maybe in the context of an abusive relationship.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, that was a given. Back in the day,
it was like normal.
It was like the norm.
It's like, hey, I just slapped you.
Yeah, that's
not
all
a big
it was.
deal.
Are you kidding me? Your neighbors would slap your kids if they were doing something wrong. Yeah. If you see somebody else's kids acting up or whatever, and your neighbor would discipline your kids.
Yeah.
Now you can't even touch your own kids.
Oh yeah, no. Would you ever hit your own kids?
I will beat the no. I don't believe in
So you changed as well. I'm sure if you lived back then, you'd smack him up a little bit.
No,
once
I
here
mean
and
it
there.
depends. Like it's like a girl, I wouldn't like my
Yeah.
daughter. No, but if my son is
Yeah.
like old enough and he's acting like an idiot,
Yeah. What age? What's old enough?
10,
Okay. It's like a toddler.
toddler.
That's not a toddler? 10 years old?
No.
It's not a teenager.
No, I think that
It's a toddler.
Is it a toddler?
Yeah.
Damn, we consider
10 years
toddlers 10 years old. 10 years old, bro. In the 50s, they had
Jobs.
12-hour shifts.
Working at diners and shit.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Her boss was slap around.
So 10 years old, say that he, what do you think is,
I mean,
you would want to discipline the kid? Maybe if he's like a hard head,
like hard head,
bothering mom, not listening.
Yeah,
We're
for
not
sure.
talking about child abuse.
Yeah,
Smacking
yeah,
them.
Yeah, I'm not talking about beat him till he's blue.
Yeah, no, of
Give him a
course not.
smack.
Yeah,
How about a twist of the ear?
absolutely.
Yeah.
A kick on the ass.
A kick?
Yeah.
I never understood the spanking of the ass. That was like a completely Western thing. I never understood that. I mean, I understand it now as a sexual thing. But I don't understand, like, when I remember when I came here and they're like, oh my God, beat his child like that. I was like, what? That is weird. What kind of fetish is this? I could never imagine my parents beating me up like this.
Yeah,
They
like-
would, well, not they, my dad never touched me, but my mother would smack me up. I deserved it, honestly.
Good for you.
Yeah, I deserved it. I was a tough kid, probably. I'm afraid to have a son of my own if I'm gonna have to deal with myself.
Oh, God.
But yeah, she slapped me. I probably deserved it. It's okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
A lot of times, bro, we deserve it and more.
Yeah, it's not like she beat me up with belts and like pans and stuff. That would be abuse.
Yeah.
But my mom's hand would sting my face. Oh my God, it's like a ninja snap.
You know the ringing in the ear you get?
So you would get hit too?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's normal.
Bro, come on.
It's not that big of a deal.
We didn't have that. We weren't so embedded in any type of technology, man. All we had is time. We drove our parents nuts, bro. Now you just you give them a bag of chips and an iPad, you won't see them for 6 years.
You drugged them. You drugged your own child.
Yeah. Back then, all we had
That's
is
so
time.
true.
man.
That's so true, man.
What?
I could agree to that.
Drugging the child? Oh, that you had time.
We had time.
Yeah,
Maybe
we had
that's
a
why
lot of
kids,
time.
Now it's keep them busy and shot with the iPad and a lollipop.
The parks are empty. Soon they're gonna become like aquariums. Where you just go and be like, oh, this is where humans used to.
That's a swing. A swing is gonna belong in a museum.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
wow.
You know what's a good thing? Like, tell your child. Okay, how about this? I'll try it with you. Take a picture. Just take a picture. Show me the gesture of taking a picture.
With my phone or camera?
No. Just show me a gesture. If I tell you, show me the gesture of take a picture. You see what he did? Now, if you tell somebody of today's time, like say your daughter, or say take a picture, what do you think she would do? Probably
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Because the technology changed over time. It's gonna happen like that with like things too.
20 years down the line, you'd say,
Yeah.
take a picture. You'd be like,
Probably.
yeah, just blink.
Take a picture. Answer the phone. Hang up the phone. Nobody's gonna do this now. Hang up the phone. Hang up the phone.
Yeah. Well,
That button.
there's this joke I once read. It's like, we miss those old traditional phones because
Oh, it felt
people
so good.
people knew when you were upset
Slam.
how hard you slammed the phone.
Did they feel it? I always wondered.
Yeah.
They felt it?
For sure.
Okay. Probably felt so good to just slam the phone
Yeah.
on somebody.
Yeah.
And don't call me back.
Boom. And then you heard like the death tone. Dun.
Yeah. You don't get that satisfaction now. All right.
No. Not only that, but it's just sometimes you don't even know if they hung up or yet. You know, are you still there?
Yeah.
Those were good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dialing the phone, staying there, or if like somebody had to call you up, they would call it house phone.
Well, listen, we're talking about those days now. How do you know 10, 15, 20 years from now, these are going to be the good old days?
Yeah. What are we gonna have then?
It's like, oh, remember we had microphones we used to talk into?
I'm a little afraid, to be honest with you, at the level of technology that we have now.
Not just the technology, at the level of stupidity and being lost. Like, for example, like I was telling you, TikTok, man. I sent you a video of this guy, like, he looked like he was in a nightclub, like a dance hall, and he was in a Target. He was shirtless.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, and he was just like, fist pumping, and like looked like he was having a stroke. Mm-hmm. And customers and employers were just looking at this guy like making a TikTok video right in the middle of their store. Mm-hmm. So look at to what extent we're going to for these social media platforms, and it's like, you're like, oh man, we're deep in, we're sunken deep, man. It's like the Titanic. The band is playing right now. That's why it's just like, what's next? Like, you think about it. What is going to go and replace TikTok? What's going to come out next that's going to replace Instagram? What's going to go? Because you realize now, like, if you go on TikTok or whatever, you have like these parents who are occupied with it, forcing their own kids to make TikToks with them. Infants. So it's like
they just come out the womb straight. Right?
Yeah, straight into it, yeah.
Straight with the needle into the arm. Imagine that. Imagine a child born in jail. That's going to be his normal. That's what's going to happen to the children now. They're going to be born straight into that. They're never going to know how to go outside, play, look up at the sky. Let's look at the positive, though. Think about the connections this technology has made globally.
But the disconnections to the closest people near you.
Sure, that's there.
Like, you could be literally feet away from someone.
Hold on a second.
They're talking to you, and you're not even there.
You think so, man?
Come on.
I think technology, I do understand what it does, but I think technology is just an excuse. Prior to that, we still weren't talking to each other. No.
Or we just using excuses now.
It's just an excuse. Oh, now I have something to do. Here we go. Shit. I don't have to talk to you.
No, I mean, there's clearly, you can see with your own eyes. It's different.
Yeah.
But it's going to go back to the individual. How do you use it? How do you control it? Is it going to control you?
Like, if you
There's
really
different levels.
If you really picture the train, let's say in the 1980s, everybody was holding a book instead of a phone. I don't want to talk to each other anyways.
Or a newspaper.
People make it seem like if you're not going to have your phones, it's going to be all like utopia. It's not. We're still the same people.
But it's going to take time to cleanse that addiction.
No. I'm saying, like, if it wasn't ever created, right? Say if it wasn't ever created, we're still not going to talk to each other. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a good point. I agree with that statement. But how about this? A newspaper or a book is better than looking at some monkey sticking a banana up his,
What do you mean by that? You mean like just watching mindless things?
Yeah.
Well, everybody's not doing that. It's a tool. It depends on what you do with it. People could read a book about science, and then people could be like having a book about porno. Everybody chooses different things. Just like how I was talking about those the social media apps, right? According to the app that you choose, you have different nutrition to digest for your brain. So maybe if you're on Twitter, most likely you'll get like the information of what's going on in global current events and things of that nature. If you're on Instagram, maybe you're looking at pictures about the things that you like, sports, bodybuilding.
It's funny how you mentioned nutrition. You know, it's like the nutrition. I think how once they I think it was in the mid 90s, major corporations decided to put the amount of calories in a hamburger in McDonald's because obesity was becoming.
I remember when that happened.
Yeah, an epidemic. So I think that one day, hopefully, they should have the same thing with
A warning label?
a warning or nutritional facts
Ooh,
about
interesting.
this social media app, like how much stupidity you may gain after a certain amount of time being on here, or is there any benefits to it or whatever?
Well, people do realize that it comes to a detriment when you follow, when you're on social media a lot. That's why people have it tells you how long you've been on the phone today. You need to get off, stay into the real life. So it is happening. Yeah, you're kind of right. It is going into that direction. They're gonna start to narrow it down.
Yeah, you could set that on your phone, can't you?
Yeah, you can. I remember when I first realized that feature, I started looking into it, and I was like, "Wow, 9 hours!
Holy
God,
cow.
I'm on my phone 9 hours a day. I'm never off my phone, though.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's too much.
I never knew.
Yeah, I have a lot of
Or
spare.
you can have it playing in the background or something.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Yeah, I'm not holding the phone straight in my eyes 9 hours a day. No.
Okay.
But I'm using it.
Like driving, you play
I
an
have
app.
podcasts
Podcasts.
playing while
Okay,
I'm
that
driving and
makes
stuff.
sense.
Or if I'm listening to music, and then it breaks it down. What did you use according to time? But you know what?
Can I look that up on my phone, for example?
Yeah. I think it just I don't know if you've set that up.
Oh shoot, I can't use my phone right now.
I think you have to actually set that up
Okay.
just to see what am I doing?
I'm interested in that.
Yeah, but again, technology, man, it's a tool. You can take a hammer, you can build a house with it, or you can stub yourself in the toe. Take your pick. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you should use it for your own benefit if you want to, but if you want to have some junk food through it, go for it. That's my take on it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Would you say it's like a knife? You can use it for survival or death?
He just chose a different tool.
There you go.
Yeah. We're not going to ban knives now. Just because some dude killed himself with a knife. That guy's an idiot. You know?
Yeah, but the knife is not really doing anything to you mentally.
Like, for instance, with the guns.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Man, what do you
Yeah.
think? Before guns, nobody was okay, they're saying now it's easily accessible. Now anybody could do it. You kind of want to prevent it. But it's yo, what do you think? Criminals follow the rules? They're going to kill somebody. They're going to find a way to kill that person if they really want to. They just want to make it tougher. I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, but the knife or the gun is not messing with you mentally. You know, it's not like
So, okay.
it's not like an addiction.
But, come on. One person has an addiction to hamburgers. He's killing himself. Are we going to ban hamburgers? Because this guy has no control over himself? No, he needs to learn discipline. We're all not going to suffer because it's one person.
I think we all drank from
That's
the
a big
Kool-Aid.
argument. That's a big
No,
argument.
I mean, come on. We're not all going to suffer for this one dude.
Or sugar, diabetes, and death.
Yeah.
You're gonna ban sugar? You know?
Maybe they could have some laws and regulations like other countries do, right? They're definitely more picky than the West is, according to what ingredients that they have. Like the Nutella, I believe in Europe doesn't even have is it canola oil or palm oil? One of those.
I think they're more picky here.
No, dude. Compared to Europe?
They don't look at the ingredients, I think, as much as here.
No, trust me. I'm talking about the laws that are being passed according to what people can have inside their food.
I see what you're saying.
Trust me. In Europe, in Europe, it's different. You can tell there's certain things that are banned in Europe you can't have, but over here it's legal. And it's whoa! Remember we were out in Spain and they wouldn't give me a leave. I started bugging out. I was like, why aren't you guys giving me leave? They're like, well, it's harsh for your body.
Yeah,
You know, yeah, you need a prescription. You have to consult from a doctor. I was like, dude, it's over the counter over there. And they're like, really? They're just giving them out willy nilly? It's like, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you know, that's sort of a thing. But come on, we're not all gonna suffer for that one, dude.
No. I'm saying that the technology.
How about the good things that technology has done? Probably connected
tons,
so many lovers. How about the fact that instantaneously you can FaceTime somebody halfway across the world and I can see that person who I
listen to
miss?
me.
Win and lose in every situation.
Yeah.
No.
Navigation
That's
system.
what I'm saying.
How easy is a navigation
Listen to me.
system?
So
Nobody
amazing.
is.
I love it.
But
No-
it made us forget roads.
I love it.
Nobody can memorize it.
Now a monkey can
The
get
way
from
to get
point
to
A to
some-
point B without
Listen
knowing
to me.
anything.
Listen. Well, this is what I'm saying to you. I'm saying that I'm not against technology. Are
You're
you
not a
thinking that?
Luddite? I don't know. I think you're a Luddite.
You're crazy. No, what I'm saying is, right, Wasser?
If it was up to you, you would have candles here.
No. Are you crazy?
I'm kidding,
Listen,
bro.
this is what I want to explain to you. We, as human beings,
You want to have horse carriages and not cars.
no, listen, we as human beings, right?
You're taking an Amish style now. Start baking our own bread.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's go back 300 years ago, okay?
300?
Yeah.
So what are we in 17s or 18s?
Yeah, let's do 17, late
Okay.
17, okay?
18th century.
Like around the time of the founding fathers. And you go to those type of, that generation of people, and you visit them in their wooden cabin. They have the fireplace on, candles lit. They're about that life. And I'm an alien. I just popped up in the middle of their place. And I'm like, hello, I'm from the future. Well, we don't believe you. I'm like, okay, I got some cool stuff I want to show you. And I pull out the new iPhone 12. Like, you see this right here?
Mm-hmm. Well, technically, it's not going to work. Then they didn't have satellites.
I'm just...
I'll go with you. Though.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I say, look at, I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to videotape your life. I'm going to, you could do A, B, and C. Hey, do you
Make
remember?
a phone call.
Make a phone call. Hey, you remember when you had that big map and you lost it? It blew in the wind and you couldn't find your way home for weeks at a time until someone found you. Well, there's a system in here that's going to lead you straight to your house, right?
But
Now
you
listen
wouldn't
to
tell them
this.
that, would you?
Of course I would.
I would tell them it's magic. Worship me.
They probably would.
That's what I would
That's
do.
interesting that you said that.
But go
That's
ahead.
another discussion. Right? Now I tell them, listen, I'm going to give you this technology. It's going to better your life. They're going to jump up and down. They're going to thank me day and night. Now I leave that house proud because I'm from the future. Like, I just gave them this technology. They're going to do wonders with it because these human species are so smart and intellectual, and they're probably going to change the world for the better. Right? And I leave. I come back after 300 years just to check up on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find them doing the twerk. I'm like, you sons of bitches. I gave you this freaking amazing technology. And you're over here half naked doing the twerk in front of it. Where you were supposed to change the world. You were supposed to end hunger.
Well,
this is what my problem. This is what the issue is. The issue is not with the technology. The
How is
issue
it
is what
used?
we're doing with
but
it.
hold on, brother. I think you're probably focusing on the bad apples. There's a lot of good that's happened with technology.
Does the good outweigh the nonsense?
I think so.
No,
I think so.
I don't.
Definitely, man.
Bro, if it did, then we wouldn't have mumble rap.
that's fine.
Come
That's
on.
there. That's fine. It has nothing to do with technology. Technology hasn't made your life a lot easier. Washing clothes. People actually had horse carriages. Now you had to feed this thing, and you had to clean his poop and stuff. Come on, man.
That's true. That's
now I
true.
just jump in the car. That's it. Press go. 60 miles per hour. That's me not speeding.
Are
I'm
we,
there.
are we still misunderstanding here?
You're saying what we're doing with the technology, right, is not as good. I'm saying you're probably just looking at the trends and thinking that's all technology is. It's not. Those are the idiots that would have still been twerking without the technology. It's just that you wouldn't have seen it. It's just that you wouldn't have
You
seen
made it
it.
easier.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Good man.
Y-
I get it.
They were probably doing it inside their house with their Bacardi alone. And we thought, okay, well, that's not there. It's there.
It's there.
Now we just see it. Like, you know how people tend to say, like, hey,
Interesting.
is there a lot more racism now? It's like, no, now it's just being recorded.
Right.
Now we all just see it. Now, like, were there wars happening since the dawn of mankind? Yeah. But now we just, we have journalists going out there. We can get like some snippets and we
What,
can see
200-300 years ago, you think they knew about wars that were going around, all around the world?
No, you're
Nobody
right.
knew.
Freaking, they were.
Your news was where you were. Now we're fed news from all around the world.
We can save ourselves from diseases.
Bro,
That
I
can
think they were slaughtering people a lot more back then than
Yeah,
today.
Definitely.
Yeah, look at history. What am I saying?
Yeah. The value of life has increased now because of technology. I would say so. So I thank the individuals who have dedicated their lives to come up with stuff like this. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. But, thank you for the people who have studied hours and hours.
Definitely has made a lot of things easier.
Yeah, man.
I hope we're doing good with it. I want to consider this podcast as but hopefully,
At least we try,
yeah, hopefully a good thing that we are doing with this technology. Everything that we're using, from the headphones to the microphones to the camera,
Every single thing. Reaching out, inshallah, to millions of people.
God willing.
Right?
Yeah.